知道被动产品呢，然後大家行咗啲屋撞到，所以到班邊咧，到班車，如果你要到太低多咧，要到太哪邊，no， 邊來，要到邊來多，嗰時你行冇去咩咧，就เกิดมีชีในโรงพยาบาลเขาพามีการเตาเสื้อมาหมดละ just a quick so again I'll be speaking primarily in English here and I grew up I was born in Thailand in Bang Vinai in a refugee camp and I came to the United States in 1992 and we settled here in Merced. We settled in Merced. So I grew up here in Merced. I lived all across Merced. I've seen both sides of this town. From the affordable apartments in the south to the single family households in the north. And I know the importance of a social safety net because without that, my family would not be able to succeed. Without WIC, without Section 8 housing, without food stamps. And we understand that today, even today, 30 years ago today, there are still people in my shoes. They're in the shoes I was in 30 years ago. They're growing up in affordable housing. They're growing up needing government assistance. And we should be more than happy to help support them, help uplift these families, because they're just like ours. Government assistance. Today, we're so much more than that. Again, I wouldn't be an engineer if I did not have the support of my community, if I did not have the support of the city. So we need to continue that. That's why I continue to advocate and fight for policies that support working families. But, all of that fighting to no real success. Because every time we go up to the city council and we propose an affordable housing trust fund, what do? They vote against us. When we go up to the council and we ask for a youth job program, what do? They say no, right? The only reason they were able to get a youth job program now is through ARPA, through federal money. The city is not willing to put local tax dollars into investing in our youth. We need to change that. When we advocate for an equitable redistricting process and the council approves of a map by listening to the few, we know it is time we change this council. I never wanted to be a politician, right? And I think earlier, Jose said it. I don't want to be a politician. I see my dad, he's a politician, and he's rarely ever home, and I never understood why, right? Because he's out there helping the community, always out there in support of those in need. But again, I never wanted to be a politician. When we started this fight, when we started advocating for change in this city, and nothing happens, and we were all of us, we came together. We were looking for somebody to step up and become the next city council member that we could support, that we could throw our support behind. But that never happened. That never happened. We waited for a few years, and that did not happen. And so that's why when I see our community struggling, I couldn't let Delray run unopposed. I could not let the incumbents run unopposed because we could not wait another 4 years for change here in Merced. Again, I do not want fame. I don't need name recognition. I don't care for a legacy. I could sit back and just continue to be an engineer. But you know, I can't forget when we've gone canvassing, I can't forget the families that we spoke to, that they were being evicted because the landlord wants to sell their home to somebody else. I can't forget the kids that followed us around at Allen Court as we were canvassing that neighborhood. And they're just like us when I used to live there. I can't forget the students that were homeless, right? I've heard the hurt in our LGBTQ community, and I've seen our farm workers being forgotten in the neglect the city has of our young people. So, I'm not running for myself. I'm doing this for the community. But, you know, it's not easy, right? Because challenging a sheriff's lieutenant, challenging the system, challenging the status quo, it's not an easy task. It is hard. It is. And it is scary. It's scary to fight for change. It takes courage. It takes courage for someone to take the lead. Because again, change does not come easy. Rosa Parks, she knew the consequences of sitting at the front of the bus, right? But she also knew that it was time for change. She was tired of the system, tired of the status quo. And she took the courage to sit where she was not allowed to as the catalyst to start and lead the movement. Think about the civil rights in the Reconstruction era. Imagine the courage it took to fight against segregationists, to fight for labor, to fight for our LGBTQ community. But you know, courage is not just required of great leaders. Courage is also required of followers and supporters. Because it's not easy, as always, it's not easy to throw your support behind someone that is challenging the status quo. Because the status quo has built the infrastructure to hold you hostage, to intimidate your community, our community, with threats, making threats to withhold financial support, to silence the voices that are advocating for change. But we must stay vigilant. We must embrace those that were silenced and welcome them to join us, because we are fighting for them just as much. So I want to applaud each and every one of you for being here tonight. I know some folks can't make it, or some folks were scared to be here, or some folks face intimidation, have threats against them, and yet all of you showed up today. And so really, I want to applaud each and every one of you. If you could applaud yourself, then that would be amazing. You did not cower and shy away. And you're here to support us. Again, we're right across the street from the Sheriff's Department. And we're out here showing our support for this campaign. You are the courageous one. And without each and every one of you, we would not be able to run this campaign. So, I want to say thank you. Thank you, and I really appreciate your support. I know some of you here that it takes a lot of courage to come here and take a stance against the system and publicly and financially let them know that we are here together and we're going to bring change to Merced. We know the opposition is trying to divide us, but with everyone standing together, we are stronger together. So let them see and let them hear us. Let them know that we are challenging them to bring real change. Because in Merced here, when we stand united, we will never be divided. Thank you.